Yo, 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 what's going on? It's your boy Sebastian Ryder, and you tapped into another episode of Cut Different TV. And I'm here with South Jersey's own. Spent some time in Philly or Pennsylvania, more so. But he coming up in Philly right now. He bringing the sound over to Jersey, really putting on for the city, man. Real creative, content generator, doing everything on his own. He's got a great story to tell, and this man is cut different. I'm here with the one and only Deige.
Yes, sir. You know, how you feeling today, bro?
Shit. I'm feeling good, man. I'm sipping my tea.
I feel that.
Feel me? I'm vibing. It's changing season, changing weather, you know?
Bro, there's no reason why I had shorts the other day, and now I'm chilling like a jacket and everything. Like, this weather crazy. I'm just waiting for the summer.
Yeah, the other day is crazy, bro. It's like, what, 12 to 3?
Yes.
You got to damn near, if you out for the day, you got to bring a book bag so you could change into a jacket and some sweatpants later.
Literally.
It's OD, man. That's New York, Jersey. Whatever, man. But so we here to figure out what makes you cut different, big dog. And we know the content is bubbling. We know you going up. You was on OTR. You making waves. But let's start from the beginning, man. Let's see where it all comes from.
Man, I just remember it all starting. Like, it really started with me being young, watching TV, watching MTV. I'm seeing all these people making music. Like, all these artists, like the Pharrells, the Jay-Z's, Michael Jacksons, and one artist in particular, Usher. Like, I don't know what it was, seeing that you don't have to call a music video. He just seemed like the coolest person on earth. And I'm like, why can't I do that? I can't sing like him. So I had to, you know, be a little real with myself.
Yeah. Not many can, though.
That's what I'm saying. So I was like, all right, like, I can't do that. But I could be as cool as bro and, like, at least make music. And I already was into poetry. So then I just told myself, like, I want to be on those type of stages. Like, being able to have the music videos, shows, interviews like this, just being able to have my name out there, my face out there would be a true blessing. Because when I was younger, I was really quiet, really to myself. Didn't really want to talk to nobody. But I knew deep in my heart that I wanted to be a star in something. So that's really how it became a full thing. I would just, you know, wanting to get into the situation of being an artist, you know, trying to do everything, not even just being an artist.
And you mentioned earlier, we were talking, you originally, you're not an introvert, but you're more to yourself for the most part. And I feel like a lot of times, especially how charismatic you are in your content, like people are like, oh man, like he's out there, he's an Aries, right? He's making it happen. He's creating this witty, this funny, this good, entertaining content. But sometimes that social battery, you feel me?
Yeah.
So you were telling me earlier that poetry and music at first started out as a way for you to be able to speak without having to go out and really be all out in the public eye.
Yeah.
How did you transition from, I know that the Usher video inspired you, but when did you make that decision like, all right, bet, I'm going to take what I got, I'm going to take it outside and see how it really resonates?
To be honest, it took a while. Because even though I was making music and I was writing, I wasn't good when I first started. Everybody has this story of, oh yeah, I was good off my first, second song. Nah. Like, I had to put in my 10,000 hours. But I think once it clicked, then it's like, okay, I'm already kind of a goofy person on the side, but I'm also a chill, cool person. So how can I add both those brands into my music? Because I think the real thing about an artist is a lot of people can rap, a lot of people can sing, a lot of people can produce and do all this creative stuff. But how do you add your personality into what you're doing? So I was really struggling with the brand aspect. But then once I realized, like, I'm actually an interesting person. Why can't I make my content, my music interesting? Once that all happened, things started to click for me, in all honesty.
Fire. And you first started making music in like middle school, high school, right? And your pops was like, all right, okay, cool down. Before we go to the studio, you're going to have to learn how to do this stuff on your own. So walk me through that process of kind of figuring out the different skill sets, what you needed to become a real artist, and then what made you want to like legitimately take that next step, or when were you ready to really go all in?
Man, I remember that conversation like it was yesterday. I told my pops, I said, listen, I wrote this many songs on this many beats. I remixed these songs. I want to go to the studio. He's like, have you even like actually like been in front of a mic before? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
And he's like, why don't we like slow down? Like, we'll get you some cheap equipment, like real cheap, like USB mic. I'm recording on Audacity. Like, this is real character building. Like, a lot of people be like, oh, you know, he must have like grew up in like, you know, being in $1 million studio, yada. Like, nah, like my pops made sure that not to be rude or nothing, but like you got to start from the beginning.
Yeah.
So I just remember I'd be in the basement months, weeks and weeks, just writing, recording, using different softwares, you know, even trying to dive into making beats. I was just really kind of putting in that groundwork. And once my pops kind of saw me for months, like really working, then I started going to the studio, started getting better at engineering myself, mixing myself. So it's like, I appreciate my pops so much because he could have just said, all right, you know, let's spend a few dollars at the studio. But he said, nah, I want you to be self-made. And being self-made is the reason why I am the way I am now. Like, if I want to shoot content today, I'll say, all right, I'll record in my basement. I'll mix it. I'll shoot the video on my camera and get it done instead of having to wait for people to do stuff for me.
Yeah.
And he really instilled that in me even before then. But that was the real breaking point of like, you going to learn this music stuff first before you dive headfirst into it.
And I think there's power in that, like taking control of, one, your development process, but also your career and building that foundation. Everybody sees being an artist and doing music and stepping out there, creating a platform, whatever the situation is, and they see that house. They see the logo, they see the content, they see the brand scheme, they see the captions and all your homeboys dancing and doing whatever. That's the house. But the foundation is the sleepless nights. The foundation is the prep.
Exactly.
The foundation is everything that goes into it. So I think there's a lot. And I think that the house that you've built now wouldn't be the house that you have right now if you wouldn't have built that foundation.
Exactly.
But I got a question for you, bro. You keep bringing up your pops. Like I don't know anything right now. Was your pops in the music industry? Did he, you know, or is he just somebody that just had a big influence or, you know, a role model for you?
I would say the power of my pops and my grandfather was their music taste. So they weren't artists themselves, but I just remember car rides with my grandfather listening to like Quincy Jones and listening to a lot of jazz music and old soul music in the car with him. And then transitioning that to my pops playing a lot of Jay, Nas, a lot of old school East Coast rap, like when it was bubbling then. And I think being around so much great music, even my mom with the R&B side, like hearing so much great music, it didn't even have to be like, you know, my pop saying, yo, you should try music. I literally said I wanted to try music because I was around so much great music. And I always appreciate them for that because I know people that are like, yo, I didn't even know about any of these old classics. I'm like, I listened to Elder Barge. I listened to Luther Vandross or all these other people. And they're like, I ain't listened to that till I got older. But I grew up around so much good music that it was bound to be either me either doing music or being a part of the industry.
That's fire, bro. So middle school, high school, you're developing your sound.
Yeah.
You start to make your music. Your pops is like, all right, cool. Let's go in the studio. You've shown me that you're willing to build the foundation. I'm willing to support you on this, which is beautiful that you had that support.
Yeah.
So you're making music and then you're kind of like not really putting it out, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I put out one project in high school and I can't even go back to it. That's how like corny it was to me. And people was just kind of just like, people was real. They was like, nah, this ain't it. So kind of brought a little of like a dag, like, is this music thing really worth it? Like, should I keep doing it? So like, I was doing it every day, but I was quiet about it. Like people be like, oh, you putting out new music? I'm like, oh, nah, you know, I just do it for fun. You know, I got stuff like that. And I was playing that card for years. So yeah, like I tried dropping music. It just didn't go well. And for good reason though. They wasn't hating. Like it just wasn't great quality. But you know, I'm young. I'm still trying to find my sound. But people love first impression. So if they first impression you was like, oh, this music's bad, you kind of already lost them. So that was a situation I was kind of dealing with.
Yeah, especially like as an independent artist, you don't have as much like social proof. You don't have people like saying, oh, wait, nah, like listen to a couple songs. You know, like when people play you an album, maybe it's a mainstream artist, whatever, and they're like, you got to listen to a few songs first.
Yeah.
When you're an independent artist and you're pushing it yourself and you might get that conversion because you got a good visual or whatever, they listen to it. They're not going to listen to a couple songs. If that first song ain't hitting, you're toast.
Exactly.
So
even I think like time period is like, I think people have always wanted to be artists and rappers and stuff like that. But like, this is like 2013, 2014, 2015.
That's before SoundCloud.
Exactly. So it's like, this is where like I'm trying to put like YouTube remixes out and stuff like that. So like people looking at me like I'm already weird enough. It's like, you recording music in your basement?
Where are you putting music out at this time? Because that's like the start of Instagram.
Yeah, like this is like YouTube.
Damn.
Yeah, so I remember my first ever song was a Start From The Bottom remix.
Okay.
I put out.
Okay.
And I was just trying to put little remixes, and then SoundCloud came out.
Yeah.
Started putting stuff on SoundCloud.
Were you ever on like Spinrilla or like live mixtapes or anything like that?
I think I might have did Spinrilla like once. But like I was really just doing like YouTube and SoundCloud. And like I just remember like people would be like, yo, like uploading music is like crazy. Like just like thinking about the aspect of someone uploading their own music online, it was crazy. But like now looking at that, that's real life. Like I could just buy a distro kit for $20 a year and upload every song I want on every platform.
Yeah. And it's crazy because like people still like, when you talk to somebody, like when you're out at the club or wherever you're at and you're like, they're like, oh, like, where can I find you? And you're like, Spotify, Apple Music, whatever.
They're like, whoa. They're like, yo. Like,
how'd you get up there?
Like, you made it.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, I guess. I did make it.
I'm about to say, I'll cap.
Yeah.
But, you know, I know that it ain't that hard to do it.
Yeah. That's crazy, bro. It's wild how, like, because back in the day, we had iTunes, whatever, and then you take it all the way back in the day. You had to be signed to get distribution. You have to have a CD. You have to have records. You have to have backing, budget, all these things.
Exactly.
Now we can just do it.
That's a fact.
That's fire. So that's in high school, right?
Yeah, like, yeah, that's in high school.
And then college, you go to school in PA, right? And you're running track and you're doing your vibe. And then you making music again. You get back because you took a little break.
Yeah.
After you was putting the music out, you weren't really getting the reception you wanted. You took a break. You go to college. You start creating music again. You're sitting on all this content. Your homeboys are like, yo, put this shit out.
Literally.
What was it you feeling like you hadn't grown, or was it just that PTSD of like, I did this before and I didn't do great? Like,
yeah.
Walk me through that.
It was definitely the PTSD. Like, you got to remember, I was alone with a lot of this music stuff. So, like, I did have a few of my guys. Shout out like people like Tyler, my man is Josh, back in high school. Like, we were making music together, like, a little bit towards the end of my, you know, high school career. But, like, at Widener, in Chester, PA, I really felt like I was by myself. But then once I met great people such as, like, Osei, James, Goody, Chris, and I had my man Sammy that I grew up with, like, a bunch of people at Widener, like, they're just, like, I keep playing them all this unreleased, and they're like, okay, like, this is hard. Like, why is it not out?
Yeah, where's the release?
Yeah, then I'm like, well, you know, I got to market it this way, or, oh, you know, the mix ain't that great, or, oh, it needs this. And it's just like, I was being too much of a perfectionist. Like, I'm very particular about my craft, and like, I'll mix something and edit something 1,000 times before putting it out if I really have to. That's how dedicated I am to my craft. But it's like, I remember my one man, James, was like, you've been sitting on music for 2 years. Like, it ain't going
straight up.
Yeah, like he literally gave me the whole reality. He's like, bro, you've been sitting on this music for about a year to 2 years. Like, if it ain't coming out now, it's never coming out. I'm like, you right. Once quarantine hit, I'm in the crib, can't go outside. I might as well put out music. I'm paying $20 a year for distro kit. I might as well use it, right? Put out my first project on there.
Word. And then so you put out your first project. Walk me through that.
So when I put out my first project, it was really a learning project. It was really deciding like, okay, can I mix my music and can I put it down and people like it? I wasn't expecting no blowing up or, you know, this and that. I just wanted to show people like, okay, I'm making music. And, you know, like obviously it didn't go too crazy, but I did have a lot of people that in high school that was like, like you can't do this, to like, okay, like I see the growth. Like, I see you've been working. I see what you got going on. I like what you have going on. You're not there yet. Like, in full honesty, they'd be like, you're not there yet, but you're growing. So that gave me the little confidence, like, okay, people can actually listen to my music and people can actually take me seriously. Because that's the hardest part of being an artist is like, once I put my art out there, it's not my art anymore. But once you put it out there and people are like, okay, I like this, or oh, I rock with this song, yada yada, then that's when it's like, yo, like you might got something going on for you. And that was a true blessing, honestly.
That's fire, bro. And then singles, content. So walk me through that transition, because you started when Instagram was just a photo app. Mm-hmm. I miss those days, by the way.
I do too. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, I can't scroll Instagram for longer than 2 seconds without getting hit with some bullshit.
That's a fact, though.
I mean, what are we doing? But the reels do be hitting, though.
They do be hitting sometimes.
It's crazy.
It's word page. They be knowing what you want.
Oh, they know exactly, bro. The guy would be fishing.
Yeah.
And it's like he's got the accent. They be taking the little snippets, and then they'll say the caption be something. Love it. Anyways, so you started making music when there were no reels. TikTok wasn't a thing. YouTube Shorts wasn't a thing. All of this wasn't really there. Yeah. So pivoting and getting that understanding of, hey, like, music videos are cool, but people don't really have the attention span to sit and watch 4 to 5 minutes of a well thought out music video. X. Let alone the understanding to follow the theme or the narrative. Yeah. Walk me through making that decision to start really investing time and energy into learning how to be a creative as well. Yeah. Or, you're a creative as an artist, but you know what I mean? Yeah. Like a visual creative. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say what really changed for me was when IG started doing video. Because at first I had that issue. I'm like, how do I market my stuff? Like, I could just post my cover art and then be like, oh, yeah, new song out now. But like, who really cares? Like, 500 artists are doing that same tactic. But once they started adding the videos, I said, okay, like I could shoot my own video. Now I was really hard on myself. So I'm like, okay, the iPhone quality, it's cool, but I ain't have the money. I'm a broke college student. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna buy this little light on Amazon and give me some more light, or I'm gonna use the college cameras and then start learning how to record on those cameras right there and then upload on Instagram. And I remember it all started with remixes. Because I was like, okay, I can't just put random songs out. Like, I got to put out remixes so people could be like, okay, I like these remixes and stuff. And they were doing all right. They were gaining some support. People was like, okay, I like it. And the term neon derives from the term never echo others' negativity. But also, when I first started doing the remixes, they were all within neon lighting. So I would have like an RGB light. It'd be pointing on me, and it would be like a certain color. Like maybe like one remix I'll have like purple, one would be like blue, one would be like red. But it was always like a color that either matched the mood of the song, or I just thought it was cool. So that was like my little aesthetic thing. Like you would see the neon lights while I'm performing, the neon Deige. That was my branding when I first started. And then when they started bringing out reels, that's when I had to realize, okay, I can't put a minute long freestyle no more. Or if I am, it has to be more engaging. Yeah. So then that's when got me thinking about the year now. I want to say like
Reels was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's like 2 years ago. I would say like
that.
Literally. I would say 2022. I bought my first Sony. Okay. It was a Sony ZV. It was ZV-1. And I was shooting content on there, just shooting content. I was doing inspirational content, music content, and I guess lifestyle content too. And I was getting paid off reels at this time. So at that time, they gave like a lot of creators the opportunity to say, hey, if you post this many reels and get this many views, you get paid this certain amount. So I said, bet. I'm posting reels every day, whether it's music, comedy, lifestyle, whatever. I'm just flooding reels. And I posted exactly how like TikTok is now. Posting it every day, getting engagement. Some stuff's going crazy, some stuff's doing all right, but just building up engagement. And then that's when it started to click. Once they took away the payment from reels and stuff, they kind of took it away from a lot of creators. And once I kind of sat back, I'm like, why am I just doing all this random content if I could focus everything to be niche to music? Brought back the remixes, and that's why now you see all the clear, polished remixes that I got now, upgrading my camera. And then ever since then, I've been trying to get in my bag with directing these short form content pieces and just figuring out how can I make the cleanest video in 15 to 30 seconds.
That's fire, bro. He's a whole content genius and an artist all in one. And you kind of have to be like that now.
Have to.
Like a label is not gonna, some people want to stay independent, but the major label is the major label. Labels aren't even gonna look at you for real.
Facts.
Unless you've shown that you're able to pretty much cultivate your own fan base.
Exactly.
They want people that are already pre-cooked and they just want to throw you in the oven at 350 and reheat you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's like, I'm proud of you, bro. That's awesome.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that.
So your music ended up catching the ears of another artist in Jersey. So, you know what I'm saying? Mir Fontaine, right?
Yep.
So walk me through that, bro. Making that connection, that's a big collaboration for you. And then we'll get into these other great moments.
Man, I remember this situation unfolding. So I remember the first person that followed me was Mir's manager. I said, yo, that's dope. Like, that's my first time getting a follow back from like a music manager and someone who's been working with artists in the industry. So I was like, okay, cool. That's cool. And, I saw you like some of my posts and everything, but like, I didn't really, jump the gun because like, I'm very hard on myself. So in my mind, I'm like, I got more work to do. It's hard for me to celebrate things. I just want to keep working. So the follow was cool. And then I get the follow from Mir. I'm like, is this fake? Like, or is he really like following my page right now? I go through his page. I'm like, yeah, that's him. And I was already following him. So I'm like, obviously that's him, but I didn't think like it's a possibility. So I was talking to my producer, Grizz. I said, yo, Mir, follow me, yada, yada. He said, hit him up for a feature. I said, bet. Hit him up. I said, yo, thank you for the follow back. I've been a fan of you since high school, yada, yada. I want to work on something. He said, all right, bet, here's my information, yada, yada. Here's my manager's number. Let's cook up. And at first, I was like, all right, I'm going to just find a beat from one of my producers and use it. But I said, nah, I want to make the beat that Mir Fontaine uses. And he's from Jersey, but he has never did a Jersey club song yet. So I'm like, I'm going to send him some Jersey club stuff. So I sent him a little beat pack. It has some trap beats in it just in case. But I really wanted him to grab one of the Jersey club beats. And he chose one of them, thank God. And he literally texted me and said, like, yeah, like I wanted to get him with something like this. So, like, bet. Had him come to the studio, cooked up the song in one day. And then that's how She Ready with Mir Fontaine came out.
In clip.
In the clip.
That's fire, bro. That's awesome. So that shit happened super organically.
Yeah.
That's tough, bro.
Yeah, because my biggest fear was just buying a feature from an artist and he didn't really jack my music. But the fact that like he followed me, he showed love, and even he did the music video with me too. Like he popped out for the music video shoot. He didn't have to do that. Like he did it because he actually liked the song and actually likes my music. So I'm very grateful for that opportunity because a lot of artists, they'll say, okay, I might repost it on my story or like I might not even post nothing about it. But he reposted it on his page, showed love to it, and came for the music video shoot.
That's awesome, bro. Yeah. Shout out Mir Fontaine, man.
Yeah, shout out Mir.
Come on,
man.
Cut Different, Mir. If you seeing this right now, come on, Cut Different. Stop playing.
Most definitely.
We in Jersey. But yeah, so that's a beautiful moment. And you ended up on the radar.
Yes, sir.
Which is Cut Different TV, but we look up. Hey, On the Radar is doing their thing, man. Shout out Gabe P. Shout out the team over there, man. They are going crazy, and they've been doing it for much longer than we have. You feel me?
They have been doing it for a minute.
They had Drake on. They've had a shit ton of people. Everybody knows On the Radar. If you don't, go check them out. They're doing crazy shit. You were on OTR.
Yes.
Walk me through that experience. What's been going on, and how was that?
Man, I remember that joint when it happened because I was like, be honest, I'm shocked that they even responded back because they was doing the On the Radar tours, and they were doing the tours at multiple spots. They had like Philly, Houston, Detroit. They had in Miami. Now here's the thing. In my mind, I could have waited for the Philly stop. That was like 2 or 3 months later than the Miami spot. But I'm like, I need to do this now. I'm very impatient, and I'm very like, I need to do this now, get it done now. And I have a rollout in my mind all the time. So my mind was, if we do the On the Radar in the summer, the On the Radar video comes out in fall. I got a single for the fall. I didn't want to wait for it to drop in like December. You know, that's Christmas. Ain't nobody really listening to music like that in Christmas. It's kind of more family time and stuff. The industry's kind of like turned off a little bit. So I was like, I want to have my song come out before the holidays. So I told my team, I said, you know, I emailed On the Radar. They came back to me. We flew down to Miami. I went down with my guy Pesh, shout out to him. We both did an On the Radar performance. And I just remember coming in there and like meeting Gabe. He was really great vibes. He was a very nice guy. And then I remember going into the booth, doing my On the Radar, taking the pics. And then I came out and everybody liked the song. And that was my confirmation that I needed. Like, I knew the song was hot, but the funniest part about it was just hearing them say, oh yeah, that song's hard. I rock with it, yada, yada. Like, I was like, okay, bet. If I would have chose a song, I would walk out the booth and they was like, kind of looking around like that was kind of like mid. Yeah. I would have been like, well, dad, let me choose another song. Like, I would have did something like that. But they was automatically jacking the song. And the funny part about it, the song that I chose, Prada, it was supposed to have two features on it. And they never got back to me.
Damn.
But it worked out because then I had the song for myself and I did the On the Radar performance, and now it's probably one of my most popular songs.
And that shit went up. Word, man. Definitely. Congratulations on that. Shout out OTR, man. OTR be putting them on, bro.
No cap.
And the tour shit is fire, man. You might need to have a Cut Different tour here pretty soon.
You definitely should.
Yeah.
The amount of artists and the amount of people that you would just meet off of that and then do an interview with them, that would definitely work out.
Shit. Vic right there. That's a decision maker over there. We gonna make it happen.
Was that for
But shit, so OTR, and you just dropped the project.
Yeah.
This month. So, well, not to date it, but here we are.
Oh.
So walk me through that project. The visuals for it were fire, sitting around the table with your homeboys.
Thank you.
Kind of similar to what you were talking about with the college experience. Like, yo, everybody's telling you, yo, drop this music, do this, do that.
Okay.
And then you're like, hey, I finally dropped the project.
Okay.
And they're looking around like
finally.
Like, all right, nigga, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So walk me through the ideology for the visualizers, the promotion for the project, and what that project means to you.
Yeah, like, man, that album, Lyrics of My Past, it truly explains that title perfectly. Because the album has been done for about a year and a half, almost creeping to 2 years. I would say 1.5 years to be safe. But a lot of those songs were just me experiencing life. I feel like nowadays, I know I was watching the Nico interview. And he was just saying how he wrote different songs and different experiences and stuff. And I truly felt that, like, the aspect of I had to go through this situation to make this track, or I had to go through this situation to make this track. And I think Letter to My Past, the real reason for that project is a lot of us just hold on to trauma and we don't heal from it. So when I made Letter to My Past, I'm basically pinpointing, like, this is what I did wrong in this relationship. This is where I should have more confidence in this. Or, like, for example, my song Pity Party, the real reason of that song is just me telling myself to have more confidence. Like, my past self was not confident enough, still not as confident as I should be. But that's like my hype song. Like, you getting ready, you put your fit on, you going to the club, and like you gotta let yourself know, like, I'm that guy. Like I'm about to go out and win. And then I have songs like High Standard, where it's like, I like this girl so much, I'm putting her at this high pedestal. I want to buy her all this and that. But then later on Larry to My Past, the song, I'm like, I don't really want this person in my life.
Yeah, let me find out you be tricking off.
Nah, that's the funny part. Yeah. No, that's the funny part. I don't trick. But like, I had that mindset of like, yo, like I would
you
like
would on this one.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the one. Like, I would do this and that, knowing I couldn't afford none of that, or I was doing any of that.
Like some Bryson Tiller type shit. I'm gonna take a bougie ass to whatever. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, that was my mindset that I was having. And then like next track, I'm like, what was I thinking? Like, you bugging.
Yeah.
Like, it's really just like a lot of journal entries of my life. And that's why for a lot of the content pieces, I'm not sure if you saw it, but it's me journaling. And it's like, this is what my Larry to My Past taught me, or My lyrics to my past taught me, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because the whole album is just me talking to myself or me talking to the person that's listening, like, learn from my mistakes. You don't got to be like me. Learn from my mistakes. And also have fun with them. Have fun with the music too.
I love that shit, man. And like, it sounds like even having a conversation with you right now, like I told you this shit was going to be fire.
Nah, you already called it.
I told you the vibe. Hey, look, but even understanding your story, and because this is the third kind of like project you put out, right? Mm-hmm. And this is the one that sounds like the most, thematic project that has the strongest theme, that has the strongest narrative, that has the strongest story, that has the best content rollout. What did you learn from these other projects aside from obviously, okay, let me improve myself sonically, let me improve myself from a standpoint of what I'm saying, to get to that point of sculpting that narrative for the project? I always ask that question because I feel like that's the most beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And I've said a couple times, people don't really do that anymore. No. But then I feel like every artist I interview has a narrative for their project. Yeah. And maybe they're just saying it because they're on Cut Different TV. Mm-hmm. But I want to walk me through that. Like, how long did it take you to come up with the ideology for the project?
The ideology of the project really stems from just, let's face it, everybody makes music now. So what am I going to make myself come out to be different? And no offense to other artists that do it, but I don't really have a gimmick. I don't really have something that kind of like just makes me like that out there. So really, all I can really do is just be my truest self. So my goal with Lyrics to My Past was, how can I tell people that I'm being my legit self through music and through the storyline? And that had to be through content. So it's like, without me putting in that intro, you probably would have never known. Well, not the intro, but the teaser of like, album coming out now. Yeah. If I didn't put that out there, you probably would not have known, like, yo, like, not even, like, there's multiple people that follow me. It's like, yo, I felt what his friends are saying. Like, I've been DMing this same guy, like, yo, when are you dropping? When are you dropping? So I let people kind of get into my real life, and it's like, whoa, like, same feelings that he has and other people have, like, I have that too. I wanted people to feel like they were a part of the experience instead of just, oh, here's 12, 13 songs. What's your favorite song? I want you to be like, yo, like, I like this song because of that. I like that song because of that. Or, oh, I really love this song's story, but I love how this song sounds. Like, and the beautiful part about that is everybody gives me a different favorite song. Some people was like, yo, like, I really love that song Neon Heartbreak, which is like a real, like, deep cut for me. Or, oh, like, I like Murder, She Wrote, even though it came out months and months ago, I still love that as your favorite song. Like, hearing everybody having different opinions on a favorite song, I love that. Because if I would have heard everybody like one song, I would be like, that should have just been a single.
Yeah.
But hearing that everybody liked every song a different way lets me know that I immersed them into an experience.
That's awesome, bro. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And much more to come for you. I mean, talk to them a little bit about what's to come, what you have on the horizon, what you're excited about. Obviously, this interview is going to be out for you guys. Well, shit, if you're watching the interview right now, it's already out. I'm doofing, man. I got COVID brain.
Does it be like that?
But shit, man, what's on the rise for you? What's to come?
Really on the rise is, I love the fact that I got the project out of the way because I've just been holding it on for so long. Next step is going back to singles, going back to really get into my content bag. I feel like I've been kind of taking I don't want to say a break, but I've been focusing more on the album rollout. But I really want this next run of content, remixes and stuff to really like be that next level. Whether that means the quality, the creativeness, or the output. It's just like, this album taught me, okay, I can make great music. What else can I do? And I want people to really see that from now on. Like, okay, like, I want people to see my content on Instagram, but, oh, wait, it's a whole album out? And they bump it. I want the content to be that good, the new singles to be that good. So, not to say that my music in this project isn't great. I love it. But I only see things going up from now on. This was like me breaking that barrier of like, can I do this? To now, like, I got this.
Word up, man. Well, shit, we got Deige in the building, man, repping Neon.
Sure.
Wait, so you told him a little bit about what Neon meant as an acronym.
Yeah.
But talk a little bit about the crew before we get out of here. Let them know what that means to you. Tell them a little bit about the squad, some of the people that rep Neon as well.
Of course, I gotta shout out my boys, man. Y'all keep me going. Times when I be wanting to crash and be like, I'm done this music, they keep me in check. So I want to give a shout out to my man's Osei, Neon Osei, my man's Goody, Lil Goody, my man's Moke, Neon Moke, my man's Bunch of Bars, Chris. I just want to really shout out y'all. And the part that I love about our group is we're all different when it comes to sounds. Like, I'm more of the melodic R&B kind of bull. You got Osei, he's more of like the rap and rock combination. You know, my man's Mulk, he's like very underground, very like, he could do plug, he could do rage, he could do many different sounds, but very versatile underground wise. My man's Buncha, old school, very, you know, boom bap to his core. I love him for that. My man's Goody, he's just versatile too. Like, he could do some sexy drill. He could do some sample bass, like kind of like on some Concrete Boys type stuff. I don't want to get too much. He got unreleased. I don't want to leak, you know, none of his styles and stuff like that. But the fact of the matter is, we're just a group of, it's a bunch of creatives, a bunch of creative people, a bunch of people that love music and love what we do. And even though we all make different sounds, we complement each other so much. So if I say any more, I'm going to sound like I'm glazing. But I'm showing all love. Showing all love to Neon, man.
Glazing is crazy.
Listen, I had to say it because they're going to be like, all right, bro, like, you
What's
done?
your shit?
I know.
If you're not going to pop your
You
shit,
right.
if you can't be the biggest fan of you, then who the fuck else going to be a
You
big
right.
fan?
You know what? Let me stop. I'm
Yeah.
the CEO of the group, too.
Yeah.
And my boys crowned me that. They was like, yo, David, like, you really like been going crazy with the music stuff. Like, we want to make you the CEO. So, like, that's why I hold them in such a high regard, because they gave that title to me. I didn't even want to make a group at first, and they was like, nah, like, you got this. So I'm going to always stand by them guys, man.
Stand 10 toes on business. Don't stand one leg on
No
business.
cat, no
Two
cat.
toes.
I
Two
mean,
toes, 10 toes, 2 feet. Same shit.
all them late night sessions, I got to.
You got to, bro.
Got to, man.
And shit, man, I'm blessed and grateful to have you on here. I know Vic is as well, and the team here at Cut Different.
Of course.
I mean, it's love to see the content that you're putting out, man, because it's effort.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not just, oh, I've got good music. I've got good vibes. I'm putting out good sounds. I'm building this project. It's got a narrative. All right, I'm just going to put it out there, and then I just don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's effort, and it's passion, and it's patience, and it's timing. So the fact that we're able to have you on today is a beautiful blessing. And shit, man, keep going. Keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Listen, man, I appreciate you. Appreciate the opportunity. You know, shout out to the team and everything. Y'all showed mad love when I came in here, so thank you.
Yeah, and I got one more question for him.
Okay.
I got one more question for
What's
you,
up?
man. We ask everybody, what makes you cut different, Deige?
What makes me cut different is that's a great question. I would say what makes me cut different is that there's different versions of me. So a lot of people love my music because it's very versatile. Like, you really don't know what I'm gonna drop next. I might give you some R&B ballad. I might give you some hard, like, trap 808 heavy kind of song, or I might switch it up and do some random genre I never tried, like some plug and B or something. Like, what makes you cut different is a lot of artists kind of get stuck in a box. And my goal is to never get stuck in that box. You know, you might love me for this song, but I'm gonna make sure you love this song too. Or, okay, like, I love the fact that he can switch it up. So, yeah, I feel like that's what makes it cut different, is just having that versatility and having that, you know, not getting comfortable in one lane kind of situation.
Welcome to the Cut Different family, Deige.
Thank you,
It's been a pleasure having you on. And if y'all still haven't hit subscribe, man, y'all see, I don't know what the hell I got going on. Some allergies, some something. I need some Flonase. I need something. I don't know what the hell going on. But I'm still out here, man, still trying to make content for y'all. We still having dope artists on, man. We making it happen. If you still haven't hit that big red button that says subscribe, what the hell are you even doing, man? We've been talking for what, 30 minutes? 35 minutes?
At least.
If y'all still haven't hit subscribe, maybe you're already subscribed. You're already part of the family. God bless you. But if you haven't, what are you doing? You just hating.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Let's make it happen and hit that like button. Comment down below your favorite part of the episode and share with a couple friends. You know what I'm saying? Let them know what we doing over here at Cut Different. Where can they find you at, Deige?
You can find me on all platforms, Neon Deige, NEONDEIGE, and on all music platforms as just Deige, DEIGE.
Easy work.
Easy.
I go by the name of Sebastian Ryder. Hopefully y'all knew that. If not, you know now. Pleasure having you on, Deige.
Thank you, man.
And y'all tapped into another episode of Cut Different TV.
Yes, sir.
It's a blessing, man. We out here. Jersey in the building.
Peace.